This episode of Taqueando is brought to you by El Encanto in Santa Barbara, Santa Barbara's most storied luxury hideaway. Up in the hills of the American Riviera, El Encanto has been welcoming guests since 1918. It is a 90-room property with individually styled bungalows and suites spread across 7 acres of terraced gardens, with panoramic views of downtown Santa Barbara and the Pacific. It feels tucked away and serene, but you are just minutes from everything. And I'll say this personally, when I'm in Santa Barbara, this is my favorite place to stay. There's just nothing else like it. There is a zero edge pool overlooking downtown Santa Barbara and the Pacific Ocean, a boutique spa, bikes to cruise around town, and access to fitness and wellness programming. And the food is serious. The dining room and terrace is helmed by multiple James Beard Award nominee Chef Joel Veland, whose resume includes Noma and Gramercy Tavern. It is seasonal Central Coast cuisine, thoughtful wines, and one of the best views in California. They also host an intimate culinary series that brings in celebrated chefs for special evenings of food, wine, and storytelling. Whether you are planning a romantic weekend, a wedding, or just need to reset with some ocean air and great meals, El Encanto is the move. Visit elencanto.com and book your stay and tell them Taqueando sent you. Hey everyone, welcome to Taqueando. I'm your host Bill Esparza, and this week we are in Playa del Carmen at the beautiful luxury resort Hotel Xcaret Arte. And right next to it is the sister property Hotel Xcaret Mexico, and of course their very famous Xcaret Mexico Espectacular, which is inside their theme park. And I'm here with Chef Jonatan Gómez Luna, chef owner of one Michelin star and Latin America 50 Best restaurant Le Chique. Le Chic first opened at a resort just outside of Cancun in 2008, where Le Chic attained a legendary status both inside the Mexican chef community and among the international community. He closed 3 months ago to open Le Chic 2.0 inside Hotel Xcaret Arte. I had the privilege of heading down to Playa del Carmen to preview Le Chic 2.0. It's just a month after they opened and very new, and it was about a month ago. So shortly, you'll hear my wonderful conversation with legendary chef Jonatan Gómez Luna. But first, at Taqueando, eating antojitos is a way of life, from the world's most celebrated dining rooms to the gritty stands and storied market stalls that preserve culture. Life is short, so we must eat well. And here are this week's antojitos rundown. So last week was a busy week, folks. It was dinner after dinner after dinner. I finally got to the Canto House Supper Club, a pop-up by Chef Sarah Sanders, and with sommelier Ferdy. And Ferdy had been in the Lele Supper Club before, so if you might have seen him there. And these two have been doing their own series of pop-ups, and right now they're cooking out in the West Valley. So you could check out the Chef Sarah Sanders' Instagram for the information about the pop-up. And I had an incredible, stunning Hokkaido scallop dish in a brodo that was made with various fruit, different techniques in fruit and horseradish. Super beautiful. You know, I'm so used to cayo de hacha that I'm super, I if scallops aren't just perfect and they have that little funky aftertaste that kind of bothers me a little bit. And the sauce really complemented, and there was none of that funny aftertaste I get. Even like I said, going to high-end restaurants, I sometimes am not loving. Well, Hokkaido scallops, of course, are amazing, but I'm just saying scallops in general. Sometimes I have that taste of the cayo de hacha in my mouth and my brain and my senses, and so I really love this dish. Also, the saffron potato croquette. Also, the saffron potato croquette, which this dish kind of mixes between Chef Sarah Sanders' Armenian heritage and Ferdy's Italian heritage together, and they had wines from Iran, which is a crazy story about how you make, how you make Iranian wines when you can't make wines there. Armenian wines and also some European bottles. Really incredible. So check it out. The Canto House pop up. by Chef Sarah Sanders. I also popped into Chef Daniel Patterson's new venture, Jacaranda, or as I like to say, Jacaranda. Um, it's right there by Destroyer and Providence. Um, uh, just reservations just went online, and this is a full tasting menu. And I have to tell you, they're not they're just getting started, but it's already amazing. I had a wonderful tostada, and yes, there was a rice cracker, and chef did a proper edging. You know how we like our tostadas all the way to the edge, and that's the way they're supposed to be. And it was a rice cracker tostada with avocado, radish, nasturtium, and just a really great start to the tasting menu. And really loved this really complex vegetable dish. It was grilled and raw vegetables, a little bit of yerba santa, cactus, nopales, and lime. Obviously, you know, Mexican ingredients are local ingredients here in California. A beautiful artichoke dish that everyone loved. All the tables were talking about. A beautiful grilled vermilion with steamed prawns and morels, an incredible pepper crusted duck, perfectly cooked. And it's as they say, people. It's a cliche. Oh, they're still working out the kinks. All rest. I don't know if it's working out the kinks, you guys. It's restaurants have to go through a process of what are we? It's like identity, and what how is our tasting menu going to flow? And I really enjoyed this. There was a nice little, very thoughtful bread course. It wasn't a lot of bread. It was just two beautiful dark, like rye pieces of rye bread with butter in between everything. Wonderful California wines. The sommelier is amazing. It's a petite space, not a lot of seats, and so the plan is with the restaurant to not do a lot of covers every evening, but to do a high quality tasting menu. And this is the first time Chef Daniel Patterson has done something like this since he closed Qua, the legendary California cuisine restaurant in San Francisco. And it's off to a great start. So please head out and check out Jacaranda. And last, I just can't even include all the places I went, but the very next night, that was Thursday night, the very next night was Paseo in Anaheim. I love that place, and it's one of my favorite. It's really one of the two modern Mexican restaurants you can experience in the Los Angeles area. It's Damian and Paseo. There are other modern Mexican American places that are really great. Okay, not knocking anybody, but these ones are exceptional. And so Chef Carlos Gaitan, friend of the podcast, was there for his third anniversary, and they are cranking there. If you ever go to downtown Disney, and yes, that sounds like okay, downtown Disney, but I was there to support this restaurant, and he's got three there. He's got a taqueria called Tiendita, and then he's got Bar Centrico, which was packed when I arrived, and then of course Paseo is doing really extension of Gaitan's cuisine there from Chicago at his restaurant Suco. And at the tasting, he debuted some new dishes that he's putting in his cookbook. He's got a new cookbook out, and so there was a wonderful gazpacho, kind of shot version, really really lovely. A chaf Then there was a soft shell crab dish with puffed rice and jicama and over a pistachio basil pesto. A wonderful ribeye aguachile tostada. Now I was thinking something else, and it's of course that's a dish that I've enjoyed in steak country in Mexico and Hermosillo and in Monterrey, but this was more of a steak tartare version of that, and it was really nice. And then he had this chile relleno and a wonderful beef cheek dish that instead of with tortillas, it was this little corn pudding. So great tasting, always fun when Chef Carlos Gaitan is in town. I think I've been to every single event there at Paseo, and I do recommend going there on and having the regular menu, that fried fish and the cochinita. is to die for. And that's it for this week. During my incredible stay at Hotel Xcaret, it's not the first time I've stayed there. I've stayed at Hotel Xcaret Arte and Hotel Xcaret Mexico over the last few years, really after the pandemic, for various events, and I've really been able to enjoy the culinary offerings on the property. And the resorts want to trap you. Oh, yes, they do. But I would say that in this case, it's not a bad deal. You have some of the best chefs in Mexico coming into this property. And Chef Carlos Gaitan has a restaurant there called Ha. And now Chef Jonatan Gómez Luna has moved Le Chique there. Roberto Solis. I think they're mentioning what's his name? God damn it. They've also mentioned a property by Alejandro Ruiz, but these are all, great Mexican chefs in this one hotel, between the two hotels. And it's almost like Vegas, where they bring in all these French chefs, but every hotel only has one of them. Well, this is like all of them in one hotel. It's kind of crazy that you can go to two real destination restaurants like Ha and Le Chic. So I got to sit down with Akis Neocleos, who's the executive director of the Xcaret Hotels. And he's got a big event coming up in September. And it's going to be the 18th through the 23rd of September. And this is the Apapaxoa Culinary Festival at the Hoteles Xcaret. And it's going to take place in 2026 in the fall, from September 18th to 23rd, in various event halls and restaurants at the Xcaret. In various event halls, it will take place from September 18th to 23rd in various event halls and restaurants inside the Xcaret Hotel properties. And so you can go online to their website, to Hotel Xcaret Mexico, and ask for the Apapaxoa Flavors of Culture package, and also about information for the Apapaxoa Culinary Festival. And that website is apapaxoa.com. Once again, that's apapaxoa.com. And now for my interview with Chef Jonatan Gómez Luna. This week we are in Playa del Carmen at the beautiful luxury resort Hotel Xcaret Arte. It's home to the Xcaret Mexico Espectacular, which is that wonderful, magical show inside the theme park. And I'm here with Chef Jonatan Gómez Luna, chef owner of one Michelin star in Latin America's 50 best restaurant, Le Chic. Welcome to the show, Chef Jonatan.
An honor, Bill. An honor be here.
Okay. Well, so, you grew up in Mexico City.
Yep.
And I know that you studied at the Centro Culinario Ambrosia. And, and so you received this. Tell me about this school, because this was a pretty prestigious education, right, in the culinary arts.
Yeah. Well, I'm studying Ambrosia, I think so, 22 years ago, 25, something like that. I don't remember. It was 2004. So, Ambrosia was the home and the place where grew up a lot of big chefs in Mexico, no big names. And I studied there.
Who else went there?
Well, the director was Federico Lopez, but Bernstein was there. And Paco Mendes from Barcelona.
Right.
Arturo Fernandez, Sergio Camacho, a lot, a lot.
All the heavyweights.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how now when you started in 2004.
Vallejo studied there.
Vallejo.
Yeah, of course.
Another legend.
Another one.
Yeah. And so at that time, though, it was kind of a special moment, right? Because Enrico Vera had just started to switch to doing more Mexican menu.
Yeah.
And at that time, there was just Puyol, there was Pangea,
Yeah, exactly.
Alejandro Ruiz, Casa Oaxaca, and what, maybe
Benito, and
of course Benito and Manzanilla. And so this idea of modern Mexican cuisine was just beginning.
Yeah.
So did that kind of draw you in, or can you tell me about that? And then also like your experiences in Mexico City that sort of, push you into the
Yeah.
culinary arts.
When I was young and in the school, Olvera stars, and Puyol don't makes 100% Mexican food. It was like
Kind of
American,
Frenchy.
Frenchy, American, modern,
Right.
with Mexican ingredients. No,
He was a big fan of Thomas Keller and
yeah,
Napa.
and Eric Rippert
Right.
So, in my case, work in Mexico for see something new is not possible. In when I was young. So the idea is travel and work with the big ones. The big fish. I worked. My first time was in the Deseo de Can Roca. So it was my first 3 stars, my first, introduction in this super modern contemporary molecular. I don't like the word, but
Right, right. We can say modernist.
yeah, exactly. More avant-garde, no?
Yeah. So that was right out of school?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you have what people don't really know about you, they might not know about you, is that you have a pretty impressive resume.
Yeah,
You were at Sayar, and then
with Chique da Costa, we've been in the Bulli, we've been Cambodia, and been in Noma, and been in, I think the three in the area, the three biggest ones, Bulli,
right,
Noma, Seyer. So I was lucky. And Kike da Costa, of course, another 3 stars. I love this guy. And a couple more. So I start very young and I work hard a lot of years in this very complicated and uh, hard restaurants. No?
right. Well, I mean, I think that there's a Mexican modern Mexican cuisine is so young.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts with Benito, Guillermo, Enrique, Federico,
Yeah.
Alejandro, and
I think
they're
Enrique make the change, no?
he's the one that really made the and so you guys were already had the idea where he came in with, I'm just going to be a chef, and there was no modern Mexican ideas out there or restaurants, but you guys went with a clear vision of like, oh, we can do this, we can cook Mexican cuisine, Mexican ingredients, Mexican dishes. And you're 44,
Yeah.
and you're a little older than the younger generation, like Jose Luis, chefs that are in their
Yeah.
30s. And so most of those are coming right out of Noma,
I'm
right?
in this X
Yes.
generation, because I'm in the middle of nowhere, because the only one is Vallejo and maybe Nunez and myself.
Right.
The rest are more, oldest or more, very, very more youngest. No, like
Right.
Inostroza is like 14 years more younger like than me. And the next one generation is Federico. This is 55.
Right.
So I'm in the middle of nowhere with a couple more.
Yeah, it's a really young scene, but when people go to your restaurant, what they're going to see, and is you're doing something different because you have that experience. You were at El Bulli, and you were also at Noma, and so where I think the younger generation is more Noma focused in their ideas, you have that bridge, and all those experiences also Sayar. So like
That's my favorite.
that was your favorite,
Yeah,
and why was
I
that?
need it. Yeah, Joan and Jordi and Pitu makes the difference in my career. It's the most complete restaurant I ever seen. Have everything. Passion, technique, but it's family, but the ambience in the restaurant, in the house, in the kitchen is beautiful. Um, New crazy ideas. The thermocirculators, but the distillations, but the perfumes, but what for me was like this is completely different, because the bougie make the difference.
Right.
But it's technique, no, 100%. It's technique, technique, technique. This guy changed the rules, no? I think the Seyer takes the tradition, mixes with that, It was amazing. That isn't, I think, is more my kind of cuisine. It's a lot of technique, but there a lot of history, but a lot of flavor, but the tradition is in the middle. I think it's the perfect balance.
And that's why, I mean, it's funny when I talk to other chefs in Mexico, even if even the older ones and younger ones, they all look up to you. I mean, I don't know that there's another chef. You're the chef here in Mexico. They everyone talks about that. Oh, like they respect, even if they don't like modernists because there's a lot of restaurants that are not doing that. You're doing it in a way that's still relevant and interesting and fun, but like everyone respects what you're doing, which is amazing.
Thank you.
And and you also, you have a Michelin star at Le Chic. You've been on 50 Best for many years, but you also are a Michelin guide mentor chef
Yeah, well,
because of your, unique training. Now, you and I remember talking to you in Rio de Janeiro. We were
yeah.
there late at night, and there were lots of caipirinhas, and I think you and I were one of the last ones. Every people were off smoking or something, and you and I were just talking. And it was the first year that Mexico had more entries in the Latin America 50
Yeah.
Best because it had been dominated by Argentina, Peru, and which again, so much. I'm not gonna say it wasn't legitimate, but Peru had spent so much money promoting their cuisine, but finally it was Mexico's moment, and it's kind of stayed that way since. There's a focus.
Yeah, and I think it's growing and growing, no, every year. Yeah, I think so. The unit of the chefs is the way to do that, like Peru, plus the money. No, but yeah,
I think you guys are missing that.
yeah, yeah. But I think right now all the people is like a the world is like a fan of Mexican food. You know,
Right.
all the greatest chefs is like making moles and making adobos and making tortillas. You know, it's like a right now. I think so is the time to Mexico. Is the time to bright. You know.
So that was my next question is, so now obviously El Bulli has been closed for a while. Noma is closed and is doing pop-ups, but is this, you're saying this is the time for Mexico? Where do you think you're ready to lead that? And do you think that Mexico should be the place where people start to come and study? Are the chefs ready for that?
Yeah, I think totally. And I think so right now in my case, I need travel to another parts of the world to learn, to open my eyes and say, wow, this is the real and authentic greatest restaurant is outside of Mexico. Right now, I think so. It's in Mexico. You have the possibility to eat, learn, and grow up your career with Mexican chefs. And I think this is big. You know, this is tremendous for the industry, for the Mexican culture, for the Mexican gastronomy. You know, because in the past, I I uh, I think so. When my father say, "Hey, if you go to where?" Well, the first was Barcelona, okay, because I think I spoke with my dad and say, I don't have another chef to like a mentor, like a grow up with his ideas and his cuisine. No, was a greatest chefs, but no in this level.
Right.
Right now, I think so. You have tons. It's not three, four, five. It's 10 possibilities.
Right. There's a lot of places to go, just like there was, like you said, in Barcelona at one point, and now, and Noma had also created other chefs that came out, and and people have been coming out of Enrique's kitchens and Memo's kitchens, and your kitchen. I mean, you guys are next, where people are going to start opening their own restaurants. Um, what do you think about what's happening in Mexico City right now, where a lot of young chefs are rejecting Mexican ingredients and dishes?
Yeah, and Mexico, not only Mexico City. I think all Mexico is the semillero, of all greatest new chefs. But these guys see the work of Vallejo, see the work of Olvera, my own work, to say, hey, you don't need to, see outside of Mexico. We have the best here in our country. So right now, the the culinary institutes is like, hey, Mexico is the gold. So all the matricula, all the classes in the universities change. You know, the first is French,
Right.
it's the basements, but later is Mexican cuisine, and that's just incredible.
Right. You actually have Mexican cuisine curricula.
Exactly, exactly. And this is amazing, because you have 32 states, and each one is different, completely different one to the other. When you are in Quintana Roo and it's the same peninsula, but when you go to Yucatan, it's completely different to Quintana Roo. It's another culture, another ingredients, another everything. So you have bunch of kitchens to learn to make magic.
No, the amount of like antojitos, dish inspirations, and ingredients. It's Noma has to go. They had to go look in the forest for things. You guys don't. You can just go to the mercado.
And you
Right.
have all the box there, all the
Right.
widgets is there. I
Right.
remember with Renee, like I give a escamoles and say, wow, like for us it's like yeah, with butter and empazote. That's it. It's the
Right.
taco, it's simple because we grew up with that. So for the other people, it's like wow, this is amazing. These guys eat box, but maybe like in Thailand or China. But Mexico is completely normal,
Right.
with tlacoche or we have ingredients is out of this all this world of the mind. I'm like, okay, wow. And I say to all my team is like, yeah, we have foie gras, we have truffles because I love it, and I think it's a beautiful ingredient. But the 99% of my kitchen is from Mexico.
Yeah. I'd say that your generation and the one below you also is keeping the Mexican flavors, and hopefully these new restaurants will move towards that a little, even if they're doing international dishes and things, that they'll
Yeah.
keep these things. We don't want to lose that, right? Now that is not what's happening here. Now tell me about this project, because we have here at this property, Chef Carlos Gaitan,
Mm,
Roberto Solis has a space
yeah.
here, Alejandro Ruiz,
Yeah.
and
Inostroza is here.
oh, what does he have here?
They have the cevicheria Caribbean accent restaurant in the beach. It's delicious, in his own way. It's like a mix of arca with his taqueria.
Right.
Super nice. That this guy's a genius too.
He is absolutely. He's a friend of the podcast, and now you're here when the Chic.
Yeah.
You've been here for a month.
Paco Mendes is too here.
Paco Mendes is here.
So
Has there ever been? Is there anything like this anywhere in the world right now?
I don't think so. And I think it's the group of chefs more powerful in the hotelery and I think in the hotels and restaurant business is the most powerful around.
Yeah, I definitely, I'm sure you're this way too, but we go to a nice hotel and we want to go out and go to these restaurants, and they're all over some in Ciudad de Mexico. I mean, one of my favorite restaurants is Sud 777. It's a mission to get there.
Yeah, because it's in the south. You need to take a cab and there's like a 1 hour and a half with the traffic.
I get the latest reservation possible so I can go after traffic.
Yeah.
Or I go early in the day and find some taqueria to go to and hang out for a while. But here, you can actually stay here, and every night you can have dinner at you know, a, a modern Mexican chef restaurant. And they're all really amazing.
Or the classic one with the Alex Reese, what you go to a cantina, but with the
Oaxacan flavors,
flavors.
right?
So it's amazing. You don't need take a cab and go outside for looking for an experience. You have a tons of experience here.
Right. You might want to get out and try a few tacos here and there, but at nighttime you can stay here and just walk to dinner, which I did last night. I walked to Le Chic, and it's once you get your bearings here on the property and know where to go, it's pretty easy to get around. It's a very big space.
And actually, the tacos of Patron is very good, huh? It's
See, this is the
depends on the
thing.
night.
You guys are making it hard to leave.
Yeah.
So you're 1 month in here at the new Le Chic. So I technically got a first look, because the opening week is always you're fixing things, but last night you put on an amazing show. I think, did we have 27 courses?
27, yeah.
27 courses, and and where I got to see this reimagined with the 2.0 of Le Chic. So tell us about the new and improved experience here at this restaurant.
Well, it's a lot. I think this is my dream come true, actually. Uh, the family Quintana and Akis believe in the project. So it's a very ambitious project. First of all, uh, the space. Everything is about Mexico. Mexico is around. This is from Oaxaca, is Barro Negro, but the woods is from the area. It's only Yucatan woods. You have a Talavera from Puebla, you have the onyx from Tlaxcala, you have the everything. When oh, this is from wherever.
Right.
Everything is about Mexico. Second one, uh, the menu is a mix of the past and the future. 9 courses was the classic ones, and 18 courses is the new one, the new proposed of my cuisine. And when you mix it, is the age when I open the Chic is at 27. You know?
Oh, okay.
And this is like everything we try to be a speech about my career, about my um, grow up in this industry, and I think it's all that to speak about Mexico, to speak about its ingredients or traditions. We have plates from my grandmom for my travels, inspiration of my wife, inspiration of my other grandmother, from other chefs in Mexico. We try to, it's like a tribute for Mexico, all the words. Um, the wine selection was very meticulous. We grew up the Seyeur to 300 to 650 brands of wine labels.
Yeah.
The searching and all the ingredients is the traceability of each ingredient is very meticulous. So we try to make the past. I'm very grateful guy, with my old business partners. I think these guys support me when I was nobody and a very young chef. I nobody right now, but is a young chef,
Yeah.
and a lot of dreams. So this guy put all the input, for help me. So I'm so grateful and I love these guys. But the natural way for Le Chic was open in Xcaret, for a new then the name is new sun in in Maya language. It's a Jaksik, and it's a new sun, is the new beginning. So I think so. That's it, Leshik. It's a very ambitious project with a lot of heart, with a lot of people involved. All the people here, the waiters, the my sous chef, the chef de cuisine, everybody is 17 years with me. Everybody. So I think it speaks very well about the restaurant. So
Yes, and the kind of restaurant you're running, right?
yeah,
And so yeah, I mean, last night I did see some of the old dishes. I had dined at the old space. This is definitely a much more warm experience. And if there's movement, a lot of restaurants are doing that now where you have uh a welcome drink and snacks in one area. And so we moved around last night and then moved into the main room and we finished up another space for some desserts. So that's always a fun experience.
totally.
Um, one of my favorite memories of the old Le Chic was having your seafood, your seafood bites. You have oysters and different tostadas and things, and then you use liquid nitrogen. Now, again, uh, there's restaurants that do that, and people see that, and the restaurant doesn't know how to make it a story. How does that work in the story? If I'm going to use foams or liquid nitrogen, but you put it in the middle, and it spreads out like the morning mist of the ocean,
Yeah.
which is the perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
It's such a fun experience, and I know it's liquid nitrogen, and I the cynicism goes away when you see that, and it's like the seafood, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm getting an image of being on the beach, and so that is still here, but it's a little different, of course, different plates, stuff that you're using, different little tostadas and bites. And then the taco de lengua.
Yeah.
You're still doing amazing tacos here. So, people are going to get that Mexican experience when they come to your restaurant, and the flavors and moles, you
Yeah.
know,
The
and those,
Chicatana mole was amazing. But the black one is a classic.
right.
It's part of these nine plates, the oldest, I think is the classics. Well, there's not the oldest, it's the classics plates. But I think when you eat a mole here in Le Chic is, you know, make from the scratch, and we put 24 hours in the stone ground
The
is
molino,
yeah, but for the cacao.
right.
So for this reason is this brightness and this texture. Uh, um, you know, a mole is perfect. So I never make a mole foam in my life. Ever. I think my
No, we don't need to change mole.
no. It's perfect.
It's
It's
perfect.
only we work a lot in the technique. For the perfection don't exist, but you need every day looking for perfection. This is my philosophy. Perfection don't exist, but you're looking for every day. Hard, no? And maybe one day you be very closer to the perfection, but perfection never exists, don't exist.
Right. I again, I think you find that balance, and it's because of those, that the myriad of experiences you have, that you're doing mole. Restaurant moles are not always spectacular. They're often beautiful, but you're we're doing beauty here, but we have flavor, which is very important to you. There's other chefs out there that they want to do modernist cuisine, but they don't really care about flavor. They don't care if it's hearty like you get,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
It's more. It's
it's a different.
curious. It's very curious because I've been in tons of restaurants. I never criticize back,
Yeah,
but when you go, there's like where's the flavor? In the beginning, my profession is be a cook. It's not an artist. It's not a filmmaker. It's not that theater here. It's it's a kitchen. It's
yeah,
you need be very focused in flavor. It's the principle.
right.
When you go a restaurant, you expect flavor
Pleasure.
and pleasure, deliciousness, and sometimes it's like oh, it's plastic, it's perfect, you see that and it's like a wow, it's a piece of art, but not in your mouth. So we try to very hard to be focused in flavor and the rest to be in the same level, the technique, the presentation, the theatrical form in the table, but focus, flavor first of all.
And I can say that, um, you know, 27 courses is obviously a lot, but it was really well done. I did not feel full. I mean, I ate every bite. It was only until the last few desserts where I decided to slow down. Like, and they were just little,
Yeah.
small little bites,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, I don't need to try every one of these at this point. But it was a very pleasurable meal. It was interesting. It was exciting, visually and flavor wise, and also it was manageable. It was a manageable 27 courses. So good
Thank you.
job on that.
Thank you, Bill.
Um, so what is the key for you of using these modernist techniques that you still use? We don't like that other word, right?
Yeah.
But it's modernist. You're one of the ones that's leaning more into it still. And so how do you do this and avoid the cliches and still keep it fresh and not dated,
Yeah.
What's the key to that?
Well, first of all, it sounds very like yeah, chef, but passion. I think so. When you grow up in this profession, I think once say this kind of food is dying, and I don't think so. Only the avant-garde is in right now in another areas of my kitchen. For example, avant-garde two is go and search the best ingredients. Avant-garde two is okay, the technique, yeah, but maybe, for example, you remember the with la coche omelette with the truffles?
Yes.
Okay. So the sequence with the water of the corn, but the distillation with the ground and the corn, but the sphere is made with a masa. It's not made with a alginate and water. It's made with a masa. And we make a purple masa, and we asphyxiate the wheat la coche, and so the flavor is there. Is it looking for more flavor? You know, so I think, and I say to this report, it was a culinary critic, and I say I don't think so. I think this kind of cuisine is more life than ever. I think this right now is growing.
Right.
So only the chefs change his mind. It's like not only the technique and the new adventures and make spaghettis with the agar agar. It's more like I take this technique, but for refined this product, or I looking for this machine for make more powerful flavor of that. I
Right.
make this molino, but with the for the cacao for make moles. So you know, I think is in a constant look looking for technique for help flavor in my cuisine.
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. In journalism, we often look for trends, and when something is new, we say, okay, well, that stuff is dead, that's old.
Uh-huh.
And the crowd does that too. And I know there are a lot of chefs that were avoiding, and even chefs that said they don't, oh, they hate that stuff, and they're running away, or they're running away from it. But you're leaning in a way that's really, fascinating and fun. I don't feel when I'm here at your restaurant that, okay, I see the foam or I see these things, but I don't feel that sense of, oh, this is silly. I mean, I do have those experiences in other restaurants. Sitting,
Yeah.
oh my, yeah, I went to one of those ones where you touch the table and the colors change, and there's
Yeah, yeah. Very how to say the name of this in English? Ludic, experiences.
right
Yeah.
based on that one, right? Exactly.
Like oh my god, right?
So yeah, I think people, when they come to your restaurant, the Chic, be open to it, and you're going to have a wonderful time, and you're still doing it in a very thoughtful way that makes you, I mean, again, one of the most respected chefs in Mexico.
Thank you.
You People don't know you as well because you're not in Ciudad de Mexico, and that's where people go more, and a different kind of tourist goes down here.
Yeah,
But
it's the capital, Always everything happens
yeah,
in the capitals,
right. But what you're doing does stand out from everyone in Mexico, and it's a unique. If you're going to party in Playa del Carmen, you got to come to this restaurant, even if you don't stay at this hotel. So, my last question for you is: now I know you're going to say some spaces here, so that's great. But why don't you give us some? Where do you like to eat here in Playa del Carmen?
Oof, I have a lot of
Yeah, give it to us.
spots. For example, Primo is a chef from Michoacan, and this guy makes everything is from the ground. Have a beef or have make their own cochinita, own barbacoa,
Right.
and this guy have the most beautiful tacos in the town. I love move to a small cevicheria in Escalacoco area, and the best sea snail ceviche. This is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, the next time I met you look for, I salivated right now.
What's the name of it?
It's not don't have a name.
Okay.
It's a small restaurant from Mr. The lady is Doña Dolores, and you go for with Doña Dolores. It's a Calacoco restaurant.
Okay.
So it's a small one and have a the Sundays group, and you have a cold beer, snail ceviche, and the ocean.
Right. And that is a very local style, the ceviche de caracol.
Very local, and it's an and you know I know this product there is like a gordita, but it's made with the local bean, and it's a small one, and you put the snail ceviche there. I never seen that in my life, and it's he say it's from Cozumel. This lady say,
Okay.
no, 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 my grandmom Imogen, and this lady is like 75.
Okay.
So his grandmom makes that for breakfast for the kids. So this place is magic. Taquerias, you have a couple one. I know you love tacos, and I think Niero is the best one for Mexican style, you know, from cachete, lengua, sesos.
Okay.
I love that. And the cochinita, I have three, but it's a small spots in the street, so nobody knows. It's only for the taxistas and the people works in
Yeah.
and the cops. You know, when you see cops and taxistas, stop there.
Yes.
This is a good food, you know?
They're on a budget and they want to eat good.
Exactly. And you know, uh and it's this place I think is so good. And
Where's it located?
it's in the 15 and because this is in the lost word. I always say that it's in the middle of nowhere, you know. It's you need in the middle of the streets, you know.
Okay, 15th and
I this is the cochinita.
yes,
It's but it's not 15. It's 115,
150 and
and this is Arco Vial, no, and it's like a 3 blocks for the jungle. You know?
okay.
That's
All right, we have to look for this place.
yeah, yeah. I take you for and Recado Negro is have cochinita, lechon, and put negro. You know
Yes.
the black one,
Yes.
and this smells 1 block away. It's like the charcoal. You know this smoky flavor is oh my god. I'm salivating right now.
And okay, so we got a couple of racks, and of course here at Ishkaret, there's all the restaurants we
Yeah, about
mentioned.
25.
What 25?
35. Yeah, 35 options.
35 restaurants here, and they're all very good.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see 2 Michelin stars this year?
I hope so. No, we work very hard for that, but always is a game. You know, maybe happens, maybe not. But when that happens, we work more hard next year. What happens, we work triple hard to conserve and for be what's being known or maybe in the future. I don't think so. The 3 stars because it's this is a dream. I only dream for one. Right now, my wife.
You've
My
achieved
dream
your
was
dream.
exactly. I should my dream, and my wife say, "Really? You only say one?" I would say, "Wow, but two, and then that's it."
Oh, okay, 2. Well, we're hoping for 2 here at 2.0.
Exactly.
Thank you, Chef Jonatan, and
Thank you, Bill.
And I can't wait to come back.
No, please. Maybe see you soon, please.
All right.
I need to take you for the tacos.
Yes, we go for the tacos.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank
This is
you.
your house.
Thank you for tuning in to the Taquiando podcast this week. And be sure to tune in next week for another episode. And please leave us a rating or review wherever you listen to your podcasts.